investigation began? And can you clarify the confusion that is currently ongoing about the clearance of the energy sector debt? The announcement came as though government has cleared all debt in the sector, but many people are having doubts about the payments that have been made. My second question has to do with assault on journalists. The president, during his visits to GBC, mentioned that the officers involved in the assault of the Class FM journalists have been interdicted. And it brings back the question of what happens to, or what has happened so far in regards to the police officer who assaulted my colleague, Banahini, during the Ablekumanov rerun. Does it just end at interdiction and nothing happens? Because we at EIB Network, we are still seeking answers from the police. What happens to the police officer who assaulted our colleague? Thank you.
Okay, so I will answer that right away before I take the next question. The bit about the 1 cedi levy. I think that the 1 cedi levy and its relevance and importance was thoroughly explained by the Minister for Finance and Minister for Energy when the bill to have it passed was introduced in Parliament. The whole idea was to ensure that expensive liquid fuels that were purchased for the purposes of firing thermal plants, but whose cost had not been factored into the tariff buildup, was addressed, because it was becoming a bit of a problem. The estimates show that on a yearly basis, about $1.2 billion or so is required for purposes of importing liquid fuels to fire thermal plants. Now, if some effort was not made to bridge this gap, it was going to pose a challenge, even as efforts were made to address the many problems that plagued the sector, which we inherited. In terms of the exact amount of money that has been collected, I'm not able to provide the figures now, but I don't think that it's anything that we cannot get in short order. So I'm sure that in the coming days, that should be. I suspect that even the Finance Ministry, in its yearly report to Parliament on petroleum revenue receipts and the general accounting that is done for the budget for each year, will shed light on how much has been collected. But what is clear is that it certainly has been put to good use and has contributed significantly to achieving stability in the power sector. When we took over power, there were challenges with electricity stability. And I think all of us can attest now that for several months now, electricity supply has been stable, and we've not experienced the outages that many had feared would be the case. In terms of the clearance of the energy sector debt, I think on Monday, the Finance Ministry issued a statement to inform Ghanaians that up to about $1.4 billion of debt owed in the energy sector had been cleared. I don't think that the statement suggested by any stretch of the imagination that